Charlotte, darling. Hello. So I want to tell you a bit about my experience with some Charlotte Tilbury products this week. Let me first start by telling you what's on my face that is not Charlotte Tilbury related. And one of the first things is my Janessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm. This is in the shade 9. I used this mainly in my T-zone, and then I went on top of that with the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation, and this is in the shade 20W. Now, I do think I'm going to do an updated, review or how I feel about the Yummy Skin products, especially the blurring balm, because I have hit pan on not only the color shade but also the universal shades. I've actually tried to step back and not use them as much, but maybe I can give an update because I have worn it to work. I have worn it in very hot weather, hot and humid. That's a whole other story. I've worn it by itself. I've worn it as primer. So I should probably do an updated video and let you know what's going on. So there is that. More Janessa Myricks products that I used are on the lips. I actually combined 3 color fix. I used Plum Wine as a base. It's one of the matte color fix. And then I went on top with another matte color fix in the shade Valentine, which is just like this vibrant pink. And then I went in with a glaze in the shade Macaron. So that is what is on my lips today. For concealer, I went in with my Cover FX Power Play Concealer. This is in the shade N Deep 3. This is the concealer I think that I've sort of just decided that I'm panning next because it's the one I've been using the most lately. I really do like this concealer. I don't hear people talking about Cover FX much anymore, especially I don't hear folks talking about their foundation, the Power Play foundation and the concealer, and they were like the things a couple of years ago. I still really enjoy them. Is that all of the... Oh, and for my cheeks, I don't have any... Yes, I do. I don't have any Charlotte Tilbury cheek products, but what I did was I depotted my Hindash palettes, the Monochromance and the Beautopsy, and I put them into this palette here. They're kind of like mixed together now. And then I've got like 3. These are Natasha Denona shades. Like, I'm not going to talk about this, okay? But I pretty much went across all of the pink shades and slapped those on my cheeks. So that's what we've got going on today. Now, the first thing I ever bought from Charlotte Darling is her Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder. This is in the shade 3. Initially, she had only 3 shades, and I think like 1 or 2 years ago, she came out with a 4th shade that's a bit deeper. So, in all honesty, I have panned about like 3 of these at minimum, I think. I know I've panned both shades, shades 3 and 4. I have completely panned the entire compact. Like, ain't nothing left in it. It's done. And you can see that I have already... I'm panning this one. Not even intentionally. It's just that I use this powder pretty much every single time that I do my makeup to set my face. I already have a backup, and I have the backup in the shade 3. I know a lot of times people are like, don't buy backups, but I actually go through these, so I do buy backups. Now, I prefer the shade 3, even on my deeper skin tone, because it is relatively transparent or translucent. You can like rub it right in. And I prefer shade 3 over shade 4 because I found that shade 4 would sometimes deepen my foundation color a little bit, or even sometimes look kind of gray. So I don't know what that's about, but we're going to talk about the undertones and things of some of her color products. So I actually just prefer number 3, especially if I'm going to use this to set my under eyes as well, because I don't want those to be darkened. So yeah, this probably is like my favorite thing of Charlotte Darling. Another thing is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray. Now, if I don't want my makeup to go anywhere, if I want it to just be on, girl, like it's not gonna go nowhere, I'm gonna still be flawless at the end of the day, I'm going to use this setting spray. Now, I've been like ride or die for the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray, and I would say I actually like this one in terms of longevity a bit more. What I don't like about this is that it does have a scent, and you know, sometimes when a scent gets like stuck in your throat and it be strangling you right there, this does that. So yeah, I do like it, but if you are sensitive to scents, beware. This one might hurt you. It's gonna keep your makeup on, but you're gonna be choking. Now, let me mention two things that I don't have. Three things that I don't. Let me mention the things that I don't have. I actually did have her foundation, the like Flawless foundation. I had it in the shade 14 or 15. I can't quite remember because I finally just admitted defeat and I just decluttered it. Because while I love the finish, it's a very like matte finish, very flawless, you know? I am not orange, but that foundation is. And it was just so orange. I even tried like foundation mixing mediums and things like that, and it just felt like it was too orange. It would look so good if the undertone was on point, but I just find that, especially in that like Airbrush Flawless foundation, the undertone is a mess and a half. So if Charlotte Darling could just get the undertone right, I would snatch that foundation up in a second. If you're able to find your right shade and undertone, I would say go for it. It is full coverage. It is matte. So if your skin does not play well with those things, then avoid it. But I've heard many people with deeper skin, with lighter skin, complain about finding the right undertone. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But they just have to get those right. And if they get that right, for real, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it again. But for now, I admitted defeat and I'm going to leave it alone because obviously we're not made for each other just yet. Now, I did also have her bronzer, but I pretty much like decimated that powder by breaking it. And so I have the compact for the bronzer, but I just need to get a refill on the actual product itself. But right now, honestly, I've been enjoying my Colored Rain bronzers, and I've gotten them on sale for $8 each. They're very smooth powder bronzers, very pigmented, lots of great shades. So I'm not too pressed on getting the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. That was the powder one that I had. I know recently she's come out with a cream one, but I guess I'm just not fooling with Charlotte and the bronzer because I have ones that I already like. What I do like, and what I often forget to use, is her Hollywood Flawless filter, and this is in the shade 7. I do believe she has as well expanded the shade range on this. I like to use this when I want a glow. Like, typically I want a matte finish because I have oily skin. At some point I'm gonna glow like naturally, so I often don't need assistance with that. But if I want sort of like that golden glow just like off the bat, then this thing is so good for that. It's very lightweight. You can just put it on. It has a doe foot applicator. Now, once again, Charlotte liked to be orange, right? Which is fine because this like blends out into, it just gives you like a glow. But I think, honestly, overall, I wish the brand did a bit better with their undertones. If they could just get the undertones right. You know when somebody's just like almost there, you almost there. I just need you to just tighten it up a little bit. That's what I need them to do. But I really enjoy this. Like, it rubs in very well and just gives my skin a bit of a glow. Look at that. Look at that, just glowing as opposed to like dry and ashy, you know? Just glowing. Do y'all see that? I mean, and just like imagine it's on your face. It's on my face right now. But yes, I do like this. Another way that I've used it besides just like all over my face is under my eyes before I put on concealer. I find that that brightens things up a lot more, and you know, I look awake. Now, the final thing that I will talk about before I tell you what I kind of want to try from the brand and what I want to hear about your experience with. Before I do that, let's talk about the eyeshadows. Now, first to admit, I was skeptical. I was like, Charlotte, like, darling can't get the undertones right. I'm a little leery of whether or not she can get eyeshadow correct that's gonna show up on the deeper skin tones. But you know what? First of all, I have on like lots of her eyeshadow right now. And what I will say is that they do show up on me and they're pretty. Like, I don't know, like, it's just, they're pretty. I feel pretty when I wear Charlotte, darling. Like, I just feel pretty. It's like one of those brands where I'm like, if I want to look pretty, I'm gonna wear Charlotte Tilbury, you know, darling. And I have on her quad in... Ooh. This is the Walk of No Shame quad. I know that initially I think it was Walk of Shame, which we do not support. Like, there's no Walk of Shame, girl. Get you what you got to get. So I do appreciate that they changed it to Walk of No Shame. So here are the shades, and these are just tones that I really love and enjoy. So these are shades that I really enjoy. Here are a couple of them swatched. Like 3 of the shades are like shimmers, and then there's more of a topper shade. Look at that. And then here's the topper, which is a bit harder to see, but just like brings a little sparkle to the eye where it's not super overdone. And the only, I have, let's see, Walk of No Shame. I also have Fire Rose, which is the first eyeshadow palette that I purchased from her because of this like deep burgundy shade right here. I was just like, yes. Ooh, sorry. Really enjoy that. And here are the shimmers. So just really pretty colors and quads. And she has more than just the pinky tone. She also has some other shades. And then I do have this Hollywood Flawless Eye Filter quad, and I really enjoy this for like a very neutral, natural, but glam look. If I remember, I shall put pictures in. The only larger quad that I have from her is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye palette. And I was skeptical about getting it because, again, I was like, are these going to show up on my skin tone? But they do. And I really like them. And, like, I think what Charlotte Tilbury is good for is like just laying out everything for you. What I appreciate is it tells you like on the packaging whether a look or shades are for like daytime, for your desk, for your date, for your dreams. And as always, you don't have to follow those. But if you need a bit of assistance in figuring things out, I can really appreciate that. Okay, so who do I think these products are good for? I think that Charlotte Tilbury products are good for the like person who wants to be a little bougie, a little luxury, but you also want to be like soft and pretty. And you want someone to kind of lay out how you're supposed to use things. And I say that because I just feel like all of her stuff comes with instructions. So if you look at this palette, this is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye palette. And you've got 4 trios here. And they're indicated as day, desk, date, and dream. I don't know what the dream part means. Like, is this, you know what though? Because Charlotte be wearing her makeup to bed. Allegedly. But what I appreciate is that they kind of lay it all out for you so you don't have to like think too much, you know? And sometimes you're doing your makeup early in the morning and you have not had coffee and you don't have the brain power to think. So on the back, they tell you how you can use the 3 shades in each little trio. So the first shade is to prime, the second is to enhance your eye, and the third is to smoke out. And you can do that with each and every one of these little trios, or you can just do whatever you want to. Like it's a pale pink palette. Pale pink palette. Say that 5 times fast. Now, again, I was a little nervous. I was like, is this going to show up on me? But the shades do show up. And I feel like I can just do some really pretty looks with this palette. Same for the quads. Now, the quads, obviously, a quad has 4. And so on the back of the quads, you'll again have like the numbers. So the first shade is to prime, the second is to enhance, the third is to smoke, and the fourth is to define. And let me see if that is for the Flawless Eye Filter. Now, this one that is the Fire Rose palette, it's 1 is to prime, 2 is to enhance, 3 is to smoke, and 4 is to super pop. And then this Walk of No Shame palette, number 1 is to prime, 2 enhance, 3 smoke, and 4 pop. So each of them kind of tells you how you are supposed to use the palette, but again, you can use your palettes how you want to, you know? But I do appreciate that it just gives you like a little guide. It's like just 1, 2, 3, 4 and you're done and you have a pretty look. I essentially did that on my eyes today, the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, and I really like this look. I just think like it's just pretty. Tell me it's not. I'm gonna call you a liar. So yeah, I do think that her products are great for someone who just wants that sort of like easy, flawless, pretty look. I will say that I prefer her products at a discount. I mean, I think I say this for every brand, but she could come down like $10, $15, $20 on some of these things. So I have gotten just about everything at a discounted price just because that feels more worth it for me, because I don't necessarily need you to tell me 1, 2, 3, 4 and how to apply my eyeshadow. I appreciate it, and it's appropriate for some folks, but I don't need all that. And I would say that I can get this look with other products, other eyeshadow products. I do feel like there's something special about the Flawless Filter, although I know that there are like other brands that have something similar. And this powder is magic to me. I know some people don't enjoy it as much. I like it because I do feel like it does give me that flawless finish and sets my makeup very well, especially since I do like a sort of matte set down. And I really do like the setting spray because you can prime and set with this spray, which is like a lot of setting sprays. But I just find that whatever magic she put in here, it just really helps my makeup to last. Now, the things that I want to try out, that I want to hear from you about, I do want to try some of her blush, and I do want to try some of her lipstick. I've also heard really good things about her mascara. So let me know if you've tried any of those. I do really want Charlotte Darling to come out with products for, even more products for deeper skin. Like, I felt real FOMO when she comes out with those face palettes, because I want one. I want a face palette that has like all the little things in there that I can use to do my whole face. And the shades just like, I don't think Charlotte has any dark skinned people around her. I don't think she does. It's impossible. It is impossible that she does. Because if it was me, I'd be like, girl, Charlotte, can you make something a little darker? Like, you know, for the people who aren't your shade. So one, I would appreciate if she surrounded herself with a little bit more diversity of color. And so like somebody could say something and be like, Charlotte, like, give us a little bit more. 2, I would really like for her to kind of tweak the undershade of some of the color products she has right now. Like, I like Charlotte, not all of us are orange. So thanks, you covered the orange super well. But, you know, some neutrals, some like more golden, like just that would be much appreciated. And come on down, you know, number 3, come on down $10, $15 with some of your prices. That's it. But as I always say, who am I? I don't have no brand. I don't know. So I think that is it. I definitely want to know some of your recommendations from Charlotte Tilbury. Maybe I can give some stuff a try. Hopefully some of this was helpful. And I hope you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones. I also hope you're staying hydrated. I just felt the need to tell you that. Like, drink some water, okay? Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.